As a believer, it's very important you stick with one shepherd. The believer or Christian that keeps jumping from conference to crusade, that keeps jumping from one man of God to another, that keeps jumping from one church to another church, will never be stable. Such a believer will never grow spiritually. The lot of such a believer spiritually is like a plant that is being transplanted every 1 or 2 weeks. Imagine planting a beans on a particular spot, you come back next week, you uproot it, you go and plant it on another spot, you come back the upper week, you uproot it and you go and plant it on another spot. What do you think will become the fate of that beans? It will most likely suffer stunted growth, right? That beans will most likely not grow healthily. That beans will not be able to grow and flourish. That beans will not be able to take root downward and bear fruit upward. And if that transplanting continues to happen on a very regular basis, there's every possibility that that bean plant will die. Do you understand it? So that is what happens to a believer spiritually when he keeps jumping from pillar to post. Also, if you are the believer that is given to listening to 10 to 20 men and women of God at once, you don't have a local church where you are planted, you don't have a pastor, a spiritual father or a shepherd that you submit to that grows you in the things of God. You are like a child that keeps eating in different restaurants. Today, the child eats at neighbor A's place. Tomorrow, the child eats at neighbor B's place. Next tomorrow, the child eats at neighbor C's place. A day after the third or the fourth, the child goes to a restaurant to eat. A child that has such poor eating habit stands the risk of being infected with diarrhea, typhoid, dysentery, cholera, and the likes. Do you understand it? And so it is for a believer that keeps jumping from pillar to post. So it is for a believer that is not planted and rooted in one place. Such a believer stands the risk of having what I call spiritual diarrhea, spiritual dysentery, or spiritual cholera. The Apostle Paul made us know that godliness and contentment is great gain. He said that for a reason. While you might assume that he might have been speaking contextually about finances, we can also apply it to several parts of our life. Godliness and contentment is great gain. When you receive the life of Christ and when the Spirit of God leads you to join a local assembly and submit to a particular man or woman of God, it is expedient that you honor God's choice of spiritual leadership and oversight over your life.